Welcome back. My name's Tort. We're going to start this one a little differently. I've got a story to tell. So, I've already built quite a bit in this world, and that's led to me needing to gather a lot of resources. In order to get things like mangrove, mud, and lots of sand, I've had to explore my world quite a bit. And through that exploration, I discovered that we have a lot of villages. Like, we've got the 3 that I've shown, the last one being right there. And look, there's another one right at the desert where I get sand. Point being, I met a lot of villagers. And there's one that I met that stood out from the rest. In fact, they stood out so much that I had to put them in this hole. This hole. You can probably guess what it is by now just based on the profession. If not, it's a mending villager. And yes, don't panic, I've already locked the trade. It's fine. That does mean I already have a mending book, but just ignore that. Anyways, since last episode resulted in this broken elytra, I thought it'd be a good idea to base what we do today around our friend over there. There's just one problem. When I say over there, I mean way over there. I need to find a way to transport this guy about 500 blocks, and I think I'm just gonna have to brute force it with some minecart rails. Two more times doing that, and we've got our villager kind of close to home. I've got him in this box temporarily, right next to the pillager outpost. I was thinking of moving him closer, but I didn't actually have a final spot in mind, and I think this is going to be good. Let's just say I have some plans for this guy, and thematically putting him right next to a pillager outpost makes a lot of sense. It's also right next to something that I'm going to be building in the second half of this video, but no spoilers. For now, let's focus on this first project. So, one of the things I want to do in this world is experiment more with terraforming and organics, and this is going to be a good opportunity to do so. See, back at the church, I messed with the idea of having cracks in the ground. There's this ravine with lava at the bottom, and hey there. And that's where I sacrificed the creeper, and I really like what I did with that, so I want to continue it into something more outdoors. But of course, instead of it being a spot for a creeper sacrifice, it's going to be a spot for our pillager friends here to hold our buddy captive. Which is fine, you know, if they weren't doing it, I would have done it anyway. So, in summary, big pit of lava, in ground, villager dangle above it in jail cell. I'm gonna throw another gimmick in there with it, but I'll save that conversation for later. Right now, I've got a lot of digging ahead of me. These pillagers are so annoying, man. Anytime I work on this half of the ravine, it just becomes a much worse experience. Anyways, we've got the general shape figured out of this thing. At least I think so for now. Maybe things can change in the future. And it's also only the shape below ground. I want to do some stuff above here too, which is what this is. But before I get into any of that, I should figure out some of the functionality of this thing. Which means soon I'll be moving you into your new home. He's so excited. Now that I think about it, messing with the functionality of this is going to require me at least having some kind of surface up here. So I'm going to build this out a little bit just so I have something to work on. And I'm just going to do this out of dirt and stone for now. Hey, buddy. Ooh. Only piercing. But yeah, I'm just going to do this out of dirt and stone for now. And then maybe add some shading and detailing later. First thing I'm going to do is just bring this top layer all the way to the wall. I'm envisioning a higher point here that kind of slopes down that way and maybe hooks into the wall over here, with a bunch of boulders being the kind of wall connecting up to here. That was a really bad description. So let me just mess with outlining this a little bit. Okay, so something like that for that top surface, which I think looks fine. And down here, out of stone, I just want to outline my boulder shapes. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this transition, but for now, I'm just going to do that. And this is going to have to start coming down. So we'll do this. And it'll naturally blend into the current terrain like this. You know, that's good enough for now. I don't think what I just did is gonna look good, but we at least have something to reference. Okay, that looks not as bad as I thought it would. You know, I'm glad I'm using this dirt now because the dirt storage room I made last episode is already kind of getting full. Okay, now the second half is gonna be a little bit different because I plan on keeping it elevated, but then just curving it into this wall. So I don't think I'm gonna complete it all the way, but I'll at least get this kind of section done for now so that I have something to work on. There's some very obvious problem areas. This isn't the final product, but I just want something to work on. So let's get into some of that functionality now. Slime block launcher. That's the functionality. Look, I didn't say it was going to be practical functionality. I want to be able to drop our mending villager here out of a jail cell somewhere up here in this wall onto a slime block launcher where I can trade with him and then launch him back up into his jail cell. And I'm thinking putting it right in his face is going to be the best spot for it. So we need a block that will get pulled back by a piston. Let's make that this one. That needs to be hidden in the wall. So our villager will stand right here. Now we need to encase him in lecterns. That way he can restock his trade. And then I need to build up some kind of walls. I ran out of fences. Now I have two concerns with this lectern placement. One is how it looks, and two, that looks fine. The second concern, though, is does that villager now have more than a full block to roam on so he won't drop all the time? And I think that might be the case. Let me test that theory on myself here. So if I stand here and break... Yeah, it does. So where these lecterns are have to be full blocks of some kind. So now we have something like that. Since this is a pillager cage, I think one thing that would be cool to mimic is the roof of the actual pillager outposts. Now, actually, they have cages themselves. Let me refer to... Okay, those are ugly. We're not going to use that. Recreating that roof shape on top of the pillager outpost at the scale is very difficult. I'm realizing. Like, does that look good? I don't know. It does not look good. Yeah, no, that looks horrible. Okay, so I think instead of trying to perfectly recreate it, I can just take some inspiration from the fact that it's kind of domed. And that gives me a shape kind of like that. That should look much better, minus the hole in the wall. Okay, so we've got our little cage up there. That looks way too nice, honestly, but that's fine. Now let's go to the back side here to figure out how this piston situation is going to work. Now I know these aren't sticky pistons. We'll deal with that in a second, but I just want to figure out how everything fits together back here. So we'd have a piston here, powered. That's going to pull on that bottom block, and that's going to open it up. Now, when it comes to dropping him, the villager's going to be able to fall down 6 blocks while still being able to be caught by that when he gets launched back up. So I think this dirt block is going to have to be the slime block that he stands on, which means I accidentally picked the perfect height for this to be. Insane. Actually, I think this has to be the slime block, is what it is. Which means our piston would have to be like that. Oh, that's backwards. Our piston would have to be like that. So we need to build some kind of platform down here to stand on that also hides this piston. Since I have these spikes in the middle, maybe I could even turn this into like a rock in the wall. It's a little too perfect right now, but I think we can turn it into something good. For now, though, I think we need to address that slime issue, which we needed to be nighttime for, because we're going to be headed to a swamp. I really, really do not feel like dealing with slime chunks. Alright, now that we're on horseback, this shouldn't take too long. I know that there's a swamp somewhere beyond these mountains. It's been a bit since I've been there, though, so let's see if I remember correctly. Moon phase is not optimal, but that's okay. To my knowledge, I need 2 sticky pistons and a slime block, so that's 11 slime balls? That should be doable in one night. Here is the swamp, and it is a lot smaller than I remember. There is one other swamp I know about. Maybe I should try that one. Well, we made it to our swamp, but unfortunately, I see a sunrise. And this place is also pretty tiny. We do have some more trees this way, though. Oh yeah, that's a decent sized swamp right there. Unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to camp out for the day. There's something to explore at least. Hello, witch. This is mine now. I'm very sorry. Well, that was fun. They really need to revamp these things and give them a little more of a purpose, because this is lame. Well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and wait for that sun to go away. So, waiting's over, and that's not a good sign. If you don't know, the phase of the moon affects how common slime spawn in swamps at night. A full moon is the best, and that is... At least it's not a new moon. There's something very, very important I have to do though first. Trust me, it's really important. Alright, slimes. Where are you at? There's one of you. I just don't like you being around all these creepers. That's 6. Okay, we just need one more big slime like that. It's the grass block party. Wish I was invited. We got another one. What's up with all the creepers, man? Now I can deal with you. Oh, that's gotta be enough. It's enough. That was a successful trip, which has given us the resources to finally bring our ideas into reality. I was way too excited for that. Let's grab our pistons and turn them into sticky pistons and put them back in their place. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna go grab some redstone so I can actually make this thing. Okay, I think I have everything I'll need. It's time to show off my super, ultra, awesome, radical redstone-ing. Let's get to work. So, the first thing we're gonna need is our input, which I think I'm gonna put somewhere on this wall. Look at that. Now I need to surround this slime block so that when it goes up and down, it doesn't steal blocks with it. This is making me realize I think I actually want this whole platform one block up, which means raising this up too. Now, when I press my button, I want it to have 2 different states. The first one is just going to be where we pull this piston and the villager lands here. And the second is going to be launching this slime block up and closing that piston again. The way I know how to do that best is by taking our redstone line, adding some torches. Oops, there we go. Oh, chill. Adding a redstone block. And adding 2 pistons. So when I hit this button... So whenever I hit this button, the redstone block swaps sides. And this turns our button into something with 2 signals. How is that 2 signals, you ask? Well, all you have to do is have redstone on one and a repeater on the other, and all of a sudden you have 2 different paths. Now let's add some lines of redstone going out of the back of each piston. And now I can route this redstone to say if this is on this side, then that fires. Look at us. Now, how do we want these to be compared to each other? So, it should be press the button, launch, close. What would it do if I just hooked it up right now? Okay, so right now it's backwards. And all I have to do to fix that is flip our redstone signal, which I can do with a simple redstone torch. Now when I press this button, nothing happens. There we go. We need to add a lot of delay to that top one, I think. I don't think I needed 3 repeaters worth of delay, but you know, it never hurts. That way we'll be able to fine-tune it and not worry about it. So, we press the button. This launches. And that closes. The other way around is a little jank. But that's okay. I want to test it on myself. Stop bouncing. Okay, well that delay isn't good yet, but we can get it there. First adjustment, let's see. Oh! I just resonated with my water bottle. We got it to work, we got it to work. Which means now it'd just be a matter of decorating this and making it not look like 4 obsidian on the ground. And part of that decoration is gonna have to be some way of containing him down here, because I currently don't have that. So let's do that for now. And let's, move our friend. Our mending villager is finally where he belongs. Now let's see if this actually works. Hey, buddy. Okay, so he's down here, and he's stuck down here, and he has mending. That's incredible. And then I want to say, bye-bye. Time to go back. There we go. It works. I'm so happy. Well, now that that's done, I'm going to time-lapse the rest of this project, because I feel like I've been talking for far too long. I think this job is done for the time being. I really didn't know what to use to encase this guy, so I just kind of magic purple thingied it up. But it works, so, you know. And I like having the glass here so I can see him a little better. Alright, goodbye. This ravine does add a lot to the area, though, and I'm very happy about it. This kind of gradient I chose ended up working out really well. It's probably a very common thing. It's just nether blocks into andesite into stone, but I don't know. It's just it's smooth. I like it. Up top, I kept it pretty generic, mainly because it's getting late, and I still have one more thing to do. Yeah, earlier in the video, I said there was something that was gonna happen over here, and that I wouldn't spoil it. Well, in order for me to show you that, I actually need to go this way, down into the cave. We're at the very end. We've got ourselves a skeleton spawner. See, it's all in theme. We just got the mending, and now we're gonna have the XP. It's a wonderful day. No point in delaying it at all. I don't think there's much to explain. This is gonna be a very simple XP farm. And as simple as that, it should be working. Hey, buddy. Okay, I did not think that through, did I? XP is checked off the list. It's definitely not an efficient XP farm, but we've got one. Bones are cool, too. And if you're curious exactly where this pops up, it's right about here, right outside the church, which is a little closer to the church than I thought it would be. I think when I build something for the spawner on the surface, it's gonna go more in this area. Then I'll have to have some kind of underground tunnel or something up to here. But that's fine, easy enough problem to solve. I'll admit this might be the ugliest thing I've ever made, but we can save making it look good for a later day. For now, all that matters is that XP. It's time for me to do what I've wanted to do all episode. Give me those, give me that, and give me some of these. I need to trade for a few more. I think there's a stick trade. Hold on. Sticks. I need sticks. Give me sticks. Where's that Fletcher at? There he is. No! Wait, I can re-roll it. Yes! I'm so smart. Okay, that's gotta be enough. Now let's head over to our buddy. Hello, my friend. I am here to summon you. I hope you've been having a good time. I'll take one of these. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And now I need to run all the way over to my anvil. Boom! Mending elytra. And the final step is to head to our Skelly spawner. Down we go. Spawn, 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 spawn. Let's equip the elytra. And we're back, baby. We are so back. I'm pretty happy with what we ended up accomplishing this episode. I'll be honest, during the recording of this episode, I had about 3 midterms and a group project in the span of a week and a half. So if this episode seemed a little light, then bear with me. I still think we got a pretty cool build in here, even if it's a little on the smaller side. And we made big progress in the world overall with mending and the XP. Speaking of my classes, I may or may not have spring break coming up, meaning I may or may not be putting a lot of... Meaning I may or may not be putting a lot of time into this world. I don't want to hype myself up too much for next episode, because anything could happen, but I have plans. So, there's that. If you're interested in seeing what I do next, then feel free to subscribe, and like, and, do the things. As for me, I've been up for way too long trying to get this video out, so, I think I'm gonna go to bed now. Bye. 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 Bye.